Welcome to another video where we talk about funnels, conversion optimization, and all of that good stuff. So one of our clients is a $55 million per year accessories brand, and we ran over 60 plus conversion split tests together with them in the first year. In this video, we're going to break down the 3 most interesting ones from my perspective. Now, let's get straight into this. So just some high-level background information before we get into it. When they came to us, they were doing around 55 million per year. We did 67 split tests in the first year of working together. Out of those 67, we had 28 significant winners, and those 28 winners did over 6.2 million in additional revenue for this brand, 100% attributable to the split test. Now, it's basically a brand that's selling fashion accessories. They have a pretty premium positioning. Their main USP is natural materials, and their main traffic sources are paid ads and influencer traffic. Now, the main problem with big brands, especially brands that are doing multiple 8 figures per year, is that traffic is becoming a commodity, right? So attention is easy. A monkey with a keyboard can buy traffic, but then converting people is difficult, right? We have more competition entering the market, we have decreased consumer trust, we have increased market sophistication, and we have rising ad cost year on year on year, meaning it's just becoming more expensive to generate attention. Now, for all of the brands that are getting profitable towards $100 million, $200 million, whatever, they need to get more out of the existing traffic. They need to have higher margins, right? So you basically get more revenue and more profit, more specifically, with the same ad cost. You have to scale more with more less aware people, meaning more cold traffic in your audiences. You have to be able to outspend your competition who is targeting the same target audience, right? And who is bidding against you on the ad platforms, and you want to increase your exit value. Now, with conversion optimization, quick disclaimer, there's not one single bullet that you can shoot. There's not one main thing that you can do. It's really hundreds of golden BBs, right? This is really great analogy. We just have to do a lot of shots of golden BBs, right? To continuously improve and have that compound effect of just iterating the funnel over and over and over again. So conversion optimization, specifically for brands that are doing more than 500,000 per month in revenue, is about really quick improvements with huge lever, right? So it's not about completely redesigning everything. It's not about the big fancy stuff, right? We want to do what works. We don't want to do what seems exciting. So most of the times people come to me and they say, hey, Carl, I want to do a complete redesign. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I say, great. Listen, that's a shiny object, right? Let's really focus on what moves the needle. And I want to show you what moves the needle. So just a quick background. I mean, we've done conversion optimization for over 204 brands. Some of the brands you're probably going to be familiar with, some of the biggest 9 and 10 figure brands worldwide. But that's not the point. We want to focus on getting into it. So what we always do in the beginning when working together with clients is a really, really deep dive audit. Right? So we want to not focus on what seems good, right? We want to really get data points to understand what are great opportunities. And a lot of people think, yeah, redesigns, this and that, and big changes, that's good stuff. But it's not, right? So I don't really want to show any confidential data, obviously, right? That's the main challenge I'm facing with these case studies. But I will show you a high-level overview of everything and just do as much as I can to give you the information and the data that I have. So generally, we like to look at quantitative and qualitative data. We like to analyze the funnel. We look at heat maps and user behavior on page. We do message mining. And then based on that, we then come up with the strategy. So just high level, what this looks like, it's typically like a 60, 70 page audit where we really look at all of the different data sources that we have, everything from the traffic split to entry pages to then the specific customer journeys for all of the different entry points, and then also looking at heat maps, click maps, video recordings and all of that here. And then also we do message mining, meaning post-purchase surveys, talking to customers, going through ads, going through reviews, talking to the customer support and all of that. And then based on that, we come up with a strategy, right? So for this brand, one thing that was super, super interesting is that they had a lot of people that were searching for a product like this, right? And then they clicked on the brand, but then we had a huge, huge drop off to add to cart rate, checkout and purchase rate, right? So the majority of users, as you can see here, is that over 82% who initiate a search on the site abandon the process before adding to the cart. So they are on the page, they're searching for a product, and before they even add the product to their cart, they drop off, right? So for us, it seems like there's a lot of traffic on the page, but then people are already even searching for products, and then they don't even add products to cart, right? So that's a huge problem. So it's a critical drop-off that indicates that users may not be finding what they're looking for or may not be satisfied with the search results. One potential improvement in navigation that could be provided to users in this step is displaying icons that lead to bestsellers for men, other icons that lead to bestsellers for women, and that's just like one of the many ways we come up with ideas, right? Again, this is just one screenshot that I'm able to share here off of over a 60-page audit with hundreds of ideas that we came up with over this year. But this is like the general approach to looking at data points, identifying like big problem areas or big drop-offs, and then coming up with like data-driven ideas to really improve here. Now, what I will share in this presentation is our general CRO roadmap template, right? So I've shared this in another video already, so you can use this yourself, right? So for example, you can just put down your ideas here and then go through the grading system and then build a roadmap based on that, right? So again, I don't want to spend like 30 minutes breaking this down right now. I will link a video down below if you want to really dive deep into the whole A/B testing process and how everything works and also how this works. I just wanted to give you this as a free resource. Again, this is the video that I was talking about. It's basically a 1.5 hour video where I'll break down exactly like how the whole A/B testing approach works, step by step. So if you're interested in that, just check out this video. Now, again, as I said, I wanted to show you 3 different A/B tests that I personally found really interesting. So with each of these, I will just give you the context, the idea, and then the specific A/B test that we run. Now, the first context is the biggest value that you have in the customer journey is trust, right? People need to trust you. That's the most foundational aspect of a sale and a conversion. People need to trust you. And if you have that trust, that's great, because then people are way more likely to buy. But if you don't have the trust, even if the offer is amazing, everything is great, the copy is great, the landing page is great, images, if you're missing the trust, then people are not going to buy, right? So trust is the most important value. If you think about ads, right, catchy hooks, driving attention is the most important. If you think about conversion, trust is the most important. So displaying trust elements at critical points in the customer journey is super important. And especially with this brand, with all of the data that we looked at and where we saw the big drop-offs, we saw that we need to convey the trust quicker and build the relationship with the prospects quicker. So the idea that we came up with is if we display a star rating above the product price on the collection page, users will have more trust in the quality of the products. Now, this is, again, it's just one hyper-specific area of where we can have a great touch point with the user to then generate trust, right? And quick disclaimer, I will show you all of these A/B tests. This is not the brand where we did all of the A/B tests. Again, just to keep everything confidential from our client. We just show you this on a similar-ish niche, but obviously not with the brand from our client, just so we can keep them private. Now, this is what it looked like before, right? This was the collection page basically with all of the different products. And then as you can see here on the right hand side, what we did is implement the collection stars for each of these products individually, and that improved the conversion rate by over 4%. Now, it's a seemingly small change, but then again, just keep in mind we're running 6, 7, 8 A/B tests per month with stuff like these, and each of these improve the conversion rate by anything from 2 to 10%. So that is a crazy quick compounding effect. And this is also a really great example for sometimes small stuff has a big leverage, right? So for example, you could also just redesign this whole page and I don't know, whatever you're going to do. But if you don't include this important information, the review stars in the collection page, then it's just not going to have a great impact, right? The second thing is, or the second idea, context to that is, a lot of people already add social proof elements, and that's really great, right? But you really have to get a good understanding of what are the right points looking at the customer journey high level, and like where do you have to implement social proof and how do you showcase social proof in the customer journey, right? So the idea that we had is that in the cart drawer, we wanted to have a social proof element, right? But we don't want it to have like a general testimonial or general review stars or badge or whatever. So what we did is we basically showed the whole amount of happy customers in the cart drawer, so that whenever people put a product into the cart, they see it and they have more trust and like a little kick to go into the checkout process and buy, right? So this is what that looked like. This is what the cart drawer looked like before. So we already had the good choice, your selection was added to cart, like the small nudge at the top implemented. Then it was just the product and some upsells, and then at the bottom you had the secure checkout. So what we implemented here was this, where we said, hey, our brand has over 1.184 million satisfied customers, and then we also included like images here from different customers. And what that does for people when they add a product to cart and they open the cart slider is that, first of all, they're being nudged at the top. Second, they obviously have the cross sells. But then now what they have is a reassurance that what they're going to buy is really great and they're going to love it, right? Because, and this is a real number, right? Like they have over 1 million customers, which is also crazy to think. So this really has a great impact on trust, and also at this stage in the customer journey, in the way that we put it there, it's just like the perfect mix of finding the right point to include it, and then also finding the best way to design it to convey the information, right? I didn't want to include any review stars here or like one testimonial or whatever. I really wanted to get the prospect the understanding that we have millions of happy customers, right? So adding this in the cart drawer changed the conversion rate by 5.78%. Now, disclaimer, I need to do a lot of disclaimers with all of the CRO stuff because people just copy and paste everything that I put online. So please don't just spam social proof over all of your pages, right? Just because it worked well for this brand, the way that we did it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work the exact same for your brand, right? That's the big thing with conversion optimization, with funnels, with split testers. You have to individualize the strategy and the test to your data, your niche, and your customer journey, right? So don't copy exactly like what we did, but rather the principles and the approach behind it, meaning why we did it, right? So you want to conduct your own data analysis and therefore find high leverage opportunities, and then compare it, for example, with similar case study experiences from the stuff that I put online. Now, the third test, context. A lot of brand owners, when they talk about the product delivery scope or like the product in general and the offer and what the people are getting, they focus mostly on haptical items, right? Like you're getting this watch and you get it in a nice storage box, you get it in a nice gift wrap, you get all of this, right? You get a pen to screw it or whatever. But they mostly miss out on the non-haptic features, right? But there's a lot of stuff around the product and the delivery that has a huge impact and huge psychological benefits when it comes to the purchasing decision. Like, for example, the proof and the low perceived risk, right? So the idea that we had is we wanted to restructure the delivery scope section, meaning you have the product image, then you have like the product description and everything. And then we wanted to have a section where people understand they have a high value with the purchase, right? So let me just show this to you. So this is what it looked like before. It was just basically the product and then a bunch of product features and details. And then down below we had a testimonial. And basically the section that we built here is on top of everything that they're getting with the watch. We just want to make sure that they understand what they get from the brand, right? So we included these 6 icons saying it's quality checked, you get secure packaging, it's directly ready to ship, it ships within 2 to 5 work days, you have a 30-day money back guarantee, and you get free returns, right? So it seems easy and it seems straightforward, but what it does for the customer is it really reduces any objection, any anxiety, any risk that they had before, right? Because they know it's approved, it's directly shipped to them at home, they have a 30-day money back guarantee. If they don't like it, they can return it for free, right? So they almost have no risk purchasing this if they don't like it, right? And this was a crazy test. It increased the conversion rate here by over 14.9%. Now, these were 3 specific A/B tests that I wanted to run you through, and generally with this whole approach of testing, quick learning that I wanted to give. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. most of the times it's really just packaging what you already have in a more effective way. So nothing of this was new, right? They just didn't communicate it to the customers, which is also crazy to think, right? So a lot of the times we just take what the brand already has and just package it in a better way, right? Another great example of this, and I would just throw in another case study here from another client of ours just to give you some more value. A great example of this is how brand owners present their offer to the people, right? So I will just walk you through this other case study specifically for like offer presentation, how to generate code-friendly offers, which is from KinoBuddy, right? You've maybe seen Greg before, huge fitness influencers, over 2.7 million followers, has a lot of products around supplements, clothing, programs, and high-ticket coaching. But one of his physical products, specifically the testosterone booster, worked really well on organic, but really bad on paid traffic. And the main reason for that is he was selling this testosterone booster on Facebook ads to super sophisticated market, right? If you go into the Facebook ad library right now, there's thousands of companies in the United States that sell testosterone supplements, right? So we had a crazy sophisticated market. So that then led to bad unit economics, meaning a super high CPA, super unprofitable. I think it was like 0.3, 0.5 or something crazy. So the only option you have in this market that's so sophisticated is to undercut the market price or scale with high CPAs, right? So what we came up with is we didn't want to do that with the supplement that was like $39 for the bottle. So what we did is we just completely revamped the whole offer in a new way to achieve higher margins and also go from an isolated problem that this testosterone supplement fixed to like a way bigger problem, so we could also sell it for a way bigger price. So what we did is we took the testosterone booster and combined it with the pre-workout booster, and then we also added a digital product to the bundle. So we went away from selling this isolated product to now a complete bundle, and we basically positioned this new offer as the 30-day Mojo Mastery Challenge with 2 supplements and a diet and training guide. And this is basically what it looked like. This is a screenshot of the sales page that we built. And then we, again, tested a bunch of different angles. The angle that worked the best was the dating angle, meaning you're going to buy this offer, you're going to go through the challenge, and then you're going to become way leaner, stronger, more self-confident. That then translates into you being more attractive to the opposite gender. That translates into you finding a girlfriend, right? So that was the angle that worked the best. And then we also went from $39 price point to now $97 price point with a $69 subscription of the physical supplements. And this is just a great example of how you can optimize your offer with what you already have, right? He didn't have to record new videos, new training guides. He had all of these products already, so we just bundled it together and packaged it in a new way. And yeah, these are the screenshots from when we ran the offer. So cost per acquisition went down by 65%, ROAS went up like crazy, and the monthly profit increased by 6 figures, which was also really nice. Now, again, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, just package what you already have in a more effective way. And obviously it helps to have done this dozens of times before with hundreds of brands in multiple industries. But again, you can also just follow all of the stuff that I put online. Now, generally, in the landscape and the marketscape nowadays, you need to really focus on increasing your conversion rate, increasing your average order value, and also revenue per user. And it doesn't matter if you're a fashion accessories brand, if you're a supplement brand, whatever you're selling, right? You really need to over-obsess with your funnel KPIs, right? Because the higher your conversion rate, revenue per user, and average order value, the easier it's going to be for you to scale profitably. So if you want to get a better understanding of where the biggest leverage activities in your funnel right now, then feel free to just go to my website, which is acceleratedagency.com, and just book a call, which is going to be directly with me. Happy to just give you a free audit and walk you through all of the ideas that I have with your funnel, the biggest leverage activities, and how you can implement all of this for yourself. Now, this is completely free. This is completely no strings attached. Generally, I get a lot of people that say, I don't want to rely on an agency, and a great example is this is just one of many brands that had over 100 employees that worked with us, even if they already had an in-house team, and still went with us just because We can guarantee speed of implementation. You have a plug-and-play team. We take care of the overhead and the responsibilities for the full stack team. And you get a proof of concept first, and there's no opportunity cost that you have if you want to try this yourself with trial and error. A lot of people say, hey, what if it doesn't work? With this brand, also a great example, they started with a 6-month period and then extended multiple times, and they've now been with us for over 18 months. Because we've been there, we've done it before. We have case studies in almost every niche. We have the biggest names in the market, and we have a really great advantage of the data and then also the network. And again, we guarantee results. And also a lot of people say agencies generally overpromise, and that's why I also hate the name agency. I don't consider us an agency. We are a boutique firm. We are 41 people in the team. We only work with senior specialists that are full-time in our firm. We have a limited capacity of only taking on 25 brands. We are super aware of who we work with. Me and my co-founder are involved in every single project. And we have a global network access to the biggest people worldwide, including private equity. Now, again, this whole audit is completely no strings attached. If you just want to get on a call with me and I can just walk you through your funnel, check your KPIs and everything, super happy to do that. If you don't want to do it and just check out the YouTube videos, that's also fine with me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if there's anything else that's interesting for you, then just comment and then I will take care of that in the next video. See you soon.